Happy Independence Day, Namibia, and welcome to Sunset News. I'm Aina Kweyo, bringing you news, community stories, weather, economic news, and so much more on this Thursday evening. We start off with news from Zambezi region, where Namibia's 34th independence celebration was held. President Dr. Nangolo Mbuba, in his keynote address, discouraged tribalism, regionalism, and racism in the land of the brave, emphasizing the call for Namibians to pull together in the same direction. President Mbuba also made reference to the major projects that he said have the potential to create jobs and put income in the pockets of Namibians, adding that citizens need to hold hands with government for economic prosperity. Have a look.
The celebration of Namibia's independence this year, here in the Zambezi region, provides us an opportunity as citizens to contemplate the meaning of freedom and the value of peace, stability, and unity, and how we acquire it. How we acquire it. It did not come by itself. It came through sacrifices. It came through crossing the rivers of blood. And therefore, when we celebrate, we know what we are celebrating. It's something that cost us back. It's something that brought us to the point that we can take our own decisions without anyone else from other countries telling us what to do and what not to do. That is worth celebrating. Draw on the inspiration of the legacy left by our founding president, our Dr. Nuyoma, our second president, Dr. Pohamba, and our late president, Dr. Gaingo, to guard the peace, to guard the unity, to guard the stability we are having today. Remember, as President Gaingo used to say, it is easy to destroy what was taking a long time to build, but it is not easy to rebuild. End of quote. We emphasize peace, unity, and harmony. Those who are planning to disturb peace, unity, and economic development in Namibia are enemy of all our people. True citizens of Namibia should not support or follow these individuals or groups who have chosen the path of division instead of the path of unity. We all have a collective responsibility to ensure that Namibia maintains its reputation which we acquire by being what we are and behaving in a professional manner. Namibia as a peaceful and stable country.
In our next story, makeshift Rundu-based Ndama East Primary School recently received a generous donation of educational booklets from the African Child Development Trust. The donation included 200 Rukwangari and 250 Romagno pre-primary school books. The school spokesperson, Paulus Nduba, extended a word of gratitude towards the trust for its generous donation. Have a look.
First of all, I would like to thank the Organization of African Child Development Trust, which has demonstrated its ability and courage to donate some benches of teaching aid, specifically for the pre-primary level. So we managed to receive them. We would like to say thank you for your solidarity and the spirit of togetherness that you have demonstrated on the ground. Therefore, we still call upon all donors who are willing to donate, either in forms of chairs, either in forms of tables, in forms of water tanks, because we don't have water here. These kids are carrying water from their houses, either in forms of books. If you still have some books that you need to donate to this school, you are more than welcome. And your donation, your togetherness can't be underestimated. We still keep you in history. We thank you, and we still call upon everyone who is seeing this, more specifically the public and the government itself at large. Still, we have 450 learners here, and these learners are sitting on logs. They don't have chairs, they don't have desk, and they don't have permanent structure, which is supposed to be a conducive environment for them. Call upon the government still to look upon them by giving them tents. If there are some tents that you keep in your storerooms, please give those tents to these learners. They need them.
In our next story, police in Erongo region have seized drugs worth 10,000 Namibian dollars in 3 different intelligence-led operations. Warrant Officer Tashia Tuenikelau confirmed that suspects were found in possession of drugs during a police operation on Friday and Saturday in Falfish Bay and Arandes. According to Tuenikelau, the first bust was made on Friday at about 3:30 p.m. We confiscated drugs are 53 grams of cannabis worth 2,650 Namibian dollars during an operation which were reported being sold at a house in Darcy Street, Kaesebmund, Falfish Bay. Victor Simona, age 30, was arrested and appeared before Falfish Bay Magistrate Court on Monday. In another operation on Saturday, a 17-year-old boy was apprehended with 24 bunkies of stuck cannabis worth 2,000 Namibian dollars in Naraville and was released under parental care before he appeared at Falfish Bay Magistrate Court on Monday, the 18th of March. In a similar case at a house in Arandes, 2 suspects were apprehended on Saturday. Moving over to our next story, Bifeng Mining Services Chief Executive Officer Dr. Fisher Yu shares the growth and prosperity of the Chinese company which operates on Husab and Rosing Mine during the signing of an agreement on opportunities for NAS students to gain practical experience. Have a look.
Accurately, it's 10 years ago, we only provide the service for blasting service. Yeah, we manufacture the explosive by ourselves and deliver the explosive to holes, boreholes, then take blast. That's all. But now we provide drilling service. Yeah, normally we have 15 drills, Epiroc D65. We have almost 15. And we have now we also provide the manufacturing explosive service. We also provide the blasting service. We provide the loading and holding. Because we commence our loading and the holding service, that's why Mr. Shami joined us, right? And William is our dispatch system. We need the dispatch system because the company's service scope now is bigger. It's bigger than before. Then we need more students to join us to help the company growing up. Yeah, that's why we come back. When firstly, it appreciate the last in the past 10 years the supporting, and the second is that we also want to express our expectation when the Bifeng Mining growing up, we need more supporting from the last. Yeah, today it's only the start of that. Then in the future, we just let everything ongoing. Yeah, that's.
President Joe Biden has announced the strictest regulations on vehicle exhaust emissions ever introduced in the U.S. The details follow after this commercial break. Stay with us.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country, and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
President Joe Biden has announced the strictest regulation on vehicle exhaust emissions ever introduced in the U.S. in a bid to accelerate the auto industry shift to electric cars. It includes a target of 56 of all new U.S. vehicles sold to be electric by 2032, a huge increase from the current levels. In a concession to car makers, the goal was softened from last year's draft, but the Biden administration says it will still dramatically reduce planet warming gases. Wednesday's regulation will prevent 7 billion tons of carbon dioxide emission over the next 30 years, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. The new measures increasingly limit year by year the amount of pollution permitted from vehicle exhaust. Car makers that do not meet the new standards will face stiff fines. Companies will still be able to make petrol-powered vehicles so long as they are shrinking percentage of their total product line. The U.S. is taking a more moderate approach than the European Union and the UK, which will ban all sales of petrol-powered cars from 2035. The American car industry pointed to slower electric vehicle sales growth in objecting to a draft of rules last year that would have ensured such vehicles accounted for 67% of all new cars sold in 2032. And those have been our economic news. And now let's take a look at economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades for 23 Namibian dollars 89 cents to 1 British pound, 20 Namibian dollars 46 cents to 1 euro, 18 Namibian dollars 75 cents to 1 US dollar. Three commodities have dropped, that is copper with 0.54%, platinum 0.14%, Brent crude oil 0.56%, and gold increased with a 0.15%. After the break, we return with international news. Stay with us.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
Russian rescuers were scrambling to save 13 workers trapped inside a giant gold mine near the Chinese border for a second day on Wednesday as officials warned a difficult situation. Russia has said the miners have been stuck since Monday after a rock slide covered them in a rumble at the Pania mine in the far eastern Amur region. The mine is one of the largest in the world and one of the most productive in Russia. The situation remains difficult, regional governor Vasily Orlov said on social media after visiting the scene. He has introduced a regional state of emergency and said that there has still been no contact with the trapped miners. Authorities have said they are some 125 meters underground. Orlov said rescuers from the neighboring regions were also involved involved in the operation. Anatoly, who is the deputy of Russia's Emergency Situation Ministry, said a fresh team of experienced rescuers from Serbia's mining region have arrived on Wednesday to help bringing more specialized equipment. The ministry posted a video on workers trudging through a light layer of snow in the giant remote mine wearing white helmets with headlamps. They joined a team of more than 100 other rescuers already working at the site. Officials have already opened an investigation for a suspected breach of safety rules. Now moving over to our next story, at least 69 Rohingya refugees have been rescued after a wooden boat with an estimated 150 people on board capsized off the coast of Indonesia, Aceh province. The Commission of Missing Persons and Victims of Violence said on Thursday that 42 men and 18 women and 9 children were brought to port, but dozens more are feared to have drowned. The boat is thought to have run into trouble some 19 kilometers from the beach of Kuala Bubon on the west coast of Aceh after it hit rough seas on Wednesday morning. Earlier, 6 people, 4 women and 2 men were rescued from the boat by Achenese fishermen and taken to a shelter where they were able to speak to Faisal Rahman, a representative of the UN Refugee Agency. Rahman said the survivors' testimony suggested that many had drowned. And now let's take a look at the weather predictions for tomorrow. Katima Mulilo can expect a minimum of 17 degrees, Rundu a minimum of 18 degrees, while Tsumeb and Otjoarongo can expect a maximum of 36 degrees and 34 degrees respectively. Windhoek can expect a minimum of 19 degrees and a maximum of 32 degrees. Henties Bay can expect a minimum of 19 degrees, Swakopmund 17 degrees, while Keetmanshoop can expect a maximum of 34 degrees, that includes Luderitz, while Aramsvlei can expect a maximum of 37 degrees. After the break, we return with the sports package courtesy of Sports Rep.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news first. The Miami Open that started, that is in Florida in the USA. It is a big, strong field. It's a thousands tournament on the WTA and ATP, meaning the best players in the world in action in both the WTA and the ATP tour. Firstly, on the women's side, on the WTA tour, it is Donna Velcic that beat Karolina Pliskova. Pliskova, former world number 10, and she beat 6-4, 2-6 and 6-2 to advance to the next round. And also Danielle Collins of the USA, good result for her, beating Bernarda Pera by 3-6, 6-1 and 6-1. And Camila Giorgio also through, beating Magdalena French by 6-4 and 6-2. All the top seeds in the tournament on the women's and men's side of the draw will have their first games of the tournament in the second round on Friday. On the men's side of the draw, it is former world number 1 Andy Murray. He beat Matteo Berrettini. Tough game for him in the first set. Berrettini also a former world top 10 player. Andy Murray winning that 4-6, 6-3 and 6-4 to advance to the second round. And also Denis Shapovalov of Canada. He beat Luciano Dardeni by 6-3, 6-7 and 6-4. Also through to the next round. The number 1 seed in the tournament is Carlos Alcaraz. Continuing international sports news with golf news, the first major of the year will be on the 11th of April. That is on the men's calendar. That will be the Masters at Augusta National. And the good news for the organizers is that Tiger Woods confirmed that he will be playing in the tournament. He's a 5-time former champion, and he's been battling with injury quite recently, and he had a car accident a few years ago and battling with his right ankle. But he confirmed that he's fit and ready to go to play in the 2024 Masters. The defending champion, Jon Rahm, also confirmed to be playing in the tournament. He's currently playing on the Live Golf Initiative, the Breakaway Golf League, not being able to play on the PGA, but he's able to and allowed to defend his title at the Masters, and that is Jon Rahm of Spain. And closing off today's international sports news with soccer news, it is Liverpool that confirmed that they've appointed Richard Hughes as the club's new sporting director, and that will be effective from the end of the season. The club also need to look for a new coach, as it is Jurgen Klopp that announced that he will only coach the Liverpool team till the end of the current season. Also, club news from Arsenal is that defender Takehiro Tomiyasu, he signed a new 2-year deal, and that is till the end of the 2026 season, and that will keep him at the Emirates Stadium. And to close off, also Sven Botman of Newcastle, unfortunately injured. He's out with an ICL injury for Newcastle, and he will be out of action for between 6 and 9 months and missing the rest of the English Premier League. So that's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.
In our Story of the Day segment tonight, people from all walks of life made their way to Katima Mulilo Sports Complex today for Namibia's 34th Independence Day celebration. The event, held in the Zambezi region for the first time ever this year, attracted over 10,000 people. Various dignitaries were also in attendance at the event, where President Nangolo Mbuba delivered the keynote address. The attendees were treated to a parachute parade by the Namibian Defense Force, as well as several cultural performances. This brings us to the end of tonight's Sunset News. We will close with some highlights from today's celebrations. From me, Aina Raiza Kweyo, and the entire team here in the studio, happy Independence Day and good night.
I would like to wish all fellow Namibians a happy and blessed Independence 34th anniversary on this 21st of March 2024. It's time for us to celebrate, but also reflect on the gains that we have made as a nation and the opportunities for us to continue developing our wonderful, peaceful and united country. So happy 34th anniversary to all of us, and may God continue to bless the Republic of Namibia. And the citizens of Zambezi region, Katima Mulilo, have come out in numbers. I am not sure those who will come after 10 a.m. where they'll be seated, because it is already packed. So we're very thankful that, considering that these celebrations are coming to the Zambezi region for the very first time, they've actually come out, the citizens have actually come out to celebrate this country's 34th anniversary. We're thankful.
Happy Independence Namibia. I hope everyone is doing well on this special day. 34 years of independence. Blessed love. Enjoy.
Okay. And the fact that it's in Katima, how is that for you?
It's a good thing for us because we had to meet some other people which we haven't met before, and some other people from different regions. It's another way of uniting, being together in one place. So it's a very good event, and it brings us hope that we are part of this country and this great nation of Namibia.
My name is Mlonda Mlonda. I just want to say that happy independence to all the Namibians, and that I'm happy that the celebration is happening. Hey, Katimamelo, thank you.
Happy birthday Namibia, 34 years of independence. We are enjoying a free Namibia, one Namibia, one nation, more love, more prosperity, and all the best. Let's enjoy safely and with love.